What's up, guys? Welcome to the Crypto Savvy channel. I'm Craig. We're going to be going over the charts. We're going to be looking at the markets as a whole. As you guys know, I think it's a good possibility that if we haven't topped out here for Bitcoin, we may have a little bit higher to go. But nevertheless, I think this was a bear market rally that we've been expecting since all this began in 2021. So let's take a look at what's going on. Also, make sure you stick around to the end of the video. We're going to be checking out the Tesla, Binance, Litecoin, Ethereum, and XRP charts that are very old, just to show you guys nothing has really changed in this market. I explained when I first started talking about the bubble pop that we would get a big bear market rally or a false bottom before continuing down, that everyone would get extremely bullish and think the bear market was over. That's all I think we've seen so far, and I'll explain why. But also, it all ties together in all markets in the same charts that I've been showing you guys for a very long time. We will be taking a look at all those towards the end of the video. We'll take a look at the DXY, S&P, and Dow right now. Then we'll go into Bitcoin, go into some detail, and then move on. So let's see what's going on. Looking at the Dow Jones, I showed you guys this right here. Looks like we had this fake out of this trend line here before a big dump. Same type pattern is playing out right here. We had this big fake out. I think we have a big dump coming for the Dow. Now, this doesn't mean it happens in a day. Oh, wait a minute. If you guys would take a second out and smash that thumbs up, leave a comment if you want to, but definitely smash the like button. It does help the channel. It helps it get out there. I know a lot of my viewers are more mature and a lot of us forget to do that. So just a reminder, make sure you do that. It helps push the video out. I do appreciate it. So anyways, same thing here, fake out. If we do break this and we go to another high here, not an all-time high, but another high for the Dow and break this, then we could possibly be looking for that with 31.5 that we've talked about for about 3 months. And I told you guys if it reached that, I would short the crap out of it. I am in short positions now. I'll show you those. But anyways, my target here is still around 30,220-ish, and we'll probably get a big bounce there. But if that breaks at any time in here, I'm looking for around the 22,000 range, and that's just a super long trend line. We've showed you guys this for a very long time. It is a good possibility we hit this range. If you look at the RSI, we're doing we're just in a wedge in the RSI. Looks like we're going to come back down at some point here to retest this bottom wedge. That may be that 30,221 range. S&P still in this rising channel here, getting rejected at the median line in the middle of the channel. Now, if we do break up, then that would be our next one more move up for Bitcoin. Don't think that's going to happen, but I'm not saying it's out of the possibilities. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'm showing you my views and my opinions of the markets, and we like to look at the macro and then try to go from there. So if we do drop the measured move from here, if we drop in the next week or so, the measured move is going to be around 3,500, somewhere in that range. Remember, if this range breaks, we come down to the long-term trend line, just like on the Dow, right? Which would get us down to that $2,600, $2,700 range. Not saying that has to happen. I'm just saying you guys got to be careful. So many people are up only in this market. They believe that we're getting this huge rally, which could happen. I just don't see it in the charts. All the charts line up for more downside. The DXY, as you guys know, I'm bullish on the DXY. Everybody likes to just show this part, but if you look at the whole thing, this was just a correction in my opinion. Does look like we're printing a big W, and the DXY is getting close to a rally. But remember, by looking at the RSI, if it does turn down and roll over, that may be our one more spike in the markets, right, before continuing up. But nothing to say that it can't just climb up from here, break through the 55, the 200, and just continue up over the next few months. Remember, I think the bottom for Bitcoin, possibly all markets, will be sometime in September, October, but I think it's going to be a quick drop. So on the oil chart, this chart is also about getting close to a year old. I had told you to watch for a break of this center trend line right here. Once it broke, look for a retest, which we got. And my target has been 62.70 for about 6 months. we got a bounce right there where expected. Now, remember, I said we get a bounce. We may come back down, play on this trend line. If this bottom trend line breaks again, and that's somewhere around right around 63, it goes up the longer it takes. This may take a couple months, but once this does break, you guys know my next target's somewhere around the $27 range. It just be careful, guys. I know a lot of people just don't understand what I'm trying to show you and tell you by looking at the markets as a whole. Just make sure you take it into consideration. You can look at the bullish case, look at the bearish case, but take it into consideration. A lot of people are very new to markets, and you hear them, getting real cocky and talking, when someone posts a bearish chart like on Twitter or whatever. By the way, you can follow me on Twitter. All my links are down below. Check them out. But they get very offensive and laugh, and that is market inexperience talking. The hodl mentality that things go up forever, guys. This is probably going to be the biggest opportunity of your lifetime if this crash happens. That's not saying it's a bad thing. It's not saying Bitcoin dies. It's saying it will be a good opportunity to get in. Now, I'm in the boat that I don't think that Bitcoin is just going to shoot up to a new all-time high in the 4-year cycle, right? I think that it's going to take a long time to gain confidence back in, because all markets are going to take a big hit. And people that think Bitcoin's going to hold up because the market hits, I do not believe that theory at all. Bitcoin is a risky asset. Them are the first things to go when markets crash, right? Gold and silver crash right along with the markets every time. Look back in history. All right, if you guys are interested in trading, check out my sponsor, Prime XBT, by far my favorite exchange. They don't trade against you. You don't get the scam wicks. You can trade Forex, gold, silver, oil, S&P, crypto, Dow Jones, pre-markets, post-markets, all from one exchange. I have a link down below. I'll leave a tutorial at the end of the video. Showed you guys the trade I got in last Monday when I posted my last video. This is off a reward account. Would you get rewards by trading in the contest section for totally free, risk-free? If you win the contest, you get tradable funds. You get to keep whatever you win off them funds. I did add to my shorts down here, and I'll probably add if we get another spike up. Right now we're at 3,950 profit. And as you can see in the macro, I think we've had a finished five wave structure in Elliott wave count for the macro on Bitcoin. This is from its beginning, right? I believe we're getting a big correction here before we go back up. And like I said, I think it'll be a long, slow recovery. And just like anytime a bubble pops, it takes a long time. And I'll show you that in a few minutes here. But as you can see, I have all these ABC structures within this 5-wave count in a falling wedge. I know a lot of people are showing the top of the wedge here, and this was the breakout. The fact is, you have to have alternate touches. You got to touch at the bottom, touch at the top, touch at the bottom, touch at the top. Next touch should be at the bottom. Could be as low as 35, 36. And if you look at the RSI here, you can see the count, right? We had major hidden bearish divergence here, higher highs in the RSI, lower highs in the price action, signaling hidden bearish divergence, which is a continuation of the trend. The macro trend is down. So that's why I'm still sticking to that, guys. Same thing here. We show you in the RSI compared to the price action. We had lower highs here, higher highs. We can even go from the main high here to here, lower highs, but on the RSI, higher highs. That's major hidden bearish divergence, guys. Also, we'll take a look at the daily here. So if you look at this dotted trend line I have here on the falling wedge, and we bring a measured move, you go to the widest part of the wedge, right? That got us that from the break of that trend line, got us at 31.5. That's why I say we may get a spike up there. If we do, I'll just add and short the SHIT out of it in continuation to the downside. Our first target was right here, the white falling wedge, right? Take the longest point of the falling wedge. That's where we got that 28.6, which now is our resistance. And if you bring it across here, you can see the confluence in all of the chart, right? Same thing with 31.5. You can see that there was a lot of trading within there. If we were to hit up to that level. Now let's look at one more thing. This does look like an inverse head and shoulders. You have your left shoulder here, your head. Let me draw it in there so you guys can see. Left shoulder here, your head, and right shoulder, and here is your trend line. And then how you measure that is take a measured move from the top of the head to the neckline. We did break through. It did get a bounce, but you guys know I like to, once a trend line's broken like this, even when it gets back above it, you're usually just going to continue back down, right? So that target would be around 23,000. We do have the 200 EMA around 25,000. It would probably have a nice bounce there, maybe even come all the way up, test the trend line before coming down. But nevertheless, about 23. And then we have our longer term trend line here. Depending on how quick it would get down here, maybe around the 20,000, 21,000 range. But once this breaks, remember, it's not going to go straight down in a line, guys. There's going to be bounces. But once this breaks, I'm looking for around that 12.2, maybe even 12.5, somewhere in this range, depending on if, when, and where it hits this trend line. Then we have our target of 9,500, and then, of course, 34. Nevertheless, this could be the bottom here or even here, but I still think we're going to get a lower low. Now, let's take a look at an Elliott wave count here. Now, this will get invalidated if your wave 2 is broken, and that's around 30,000. So if we break 30,000 again, this would be invalidated. But as of right now, this could have been wave 1, wave 2, wave 3 to that 23 to 23.5 range. Come back up, retest the 25.8. Now, the only thing that would invalidate this 3, if we do get down to this level and get a bounce, it can't go back above 1, which is around 27,000. If we break down here, obviously. We come back up, retest, just get your wave 4 and then your wave 5, and that would get us down to that 21 range. And then this could just be a wave 1. We get a big rally up to that 27.5-ish again, and then continue down. But nevertheless, we have plenty of time. Like I said, September, October, I think is going to be where this thing bottoms out. Let's take a look at the bubble pop pattern. So as you guys know, I showed you guys over and over this .com bubble. This was Amazon. This is Bitcoin. Now, here in Amazon, this was a 100% rally. It doesn't look like it. But just like this was a 100% rally from 15 to 30, right? It's just a bear market rally. 100% sounds great. But if it would have went to 20 cents and then went to 40, that's a 100% rally too. Not much of a move, right? If you actually trade, you understand this. Right here, the weekly RSI. I told you once that broke, that would be our false bottom. Just like back here, it broke over here. I did not catch it. I thought it was going to be more in February-ish is where I was looking for. Obviously, we got it sooner. Doesn't matter to me. Like you guys, most of you guys know, in a true bear market, I like to short, look for short the pumps, put stops in. So if you're wrong on the top, you get stopped out, you wait for the next one, and eventually you get to ride the winner, right? Cut the loser short, ride the winner. There was much more profit in this whole market taking shorts the last 2 years. Still remains the same, in my opinion. Here's another bubble pop. They always return to where they began. Bitcoin's return will be down in this range, somewhere between 3,500 and 12.5. I think we're going to at least get to 95. But remember, I still think 3,500 is still a huge possibility. But you can see it takes a long time to recover after they hit their bottoms. This took about 2 years just to break here. But the all-time high takes a long, long time, guys. Amazon didn't hit an all-time high for like 20 years. Didn't break its old high. Nintendo still hasn't broke its old high. It's been 15 years. Sony, and it doesn't matter that it's Sony, Nintendo, Pet Rocks, whatever. It's a chart. Human emotion runs the charts. Same thing here. Never hit a new all-time high. This is pretty much the same thing we're looking at. Bear market rally, continuation to the downside. Bear market rally, continuation to the downside. I've showed this over and over and over again. Let's have a look at Tesla. We made this Tesla chart back in September. I told you once this broke, these right here would be our bounce areas. We broke through our 151. We got our bounce at 106. Came back up, retested, and right now our resistance is around 184. If we do get up that high and then a continuation down. Once 151 breaks, we look for 106 again. Once this 106 breaks, I'm looking to be a buyer between 40 and 50 bucks. Binance, I've been talking about this for a long time. Binance is in trouble. Now, does it mean that they are going to go under from shady stuff? Not exactly. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but the charts are showing Binance, the BNB coin, taking a huge drop. Binance, I'm sure, is leveraged on a lot of things. If this market crashes, they are going to get caught with their pants down, and it's going to look something like the FTT chart. If you think that they're not holding a lot of BNB that they will sell to get liquidity and to get money, you're crazy. Ethereum, same thing. We've been looking at this for a long time. My next target, if this breaks this bottom trend line around 1300, somewhere in there, once that breaks, look for 926, and then it could go all the way to 200 if these markets crash like I think. Now, if the traditional markets rally out of some crazy madness, could change all this. But so far, everything is looking beautiful. Litecoin, same thing, guys. Looking for 55. If that 55 breaks, looking for like a $20 Litecoin. Absolute worst case scenario, $6-7 bucks, but 20 bucks I think is a good area. That gets us right back down to where this bubble started, just like in everything else. XRP, you guys know my feelings on XRP, and if you don't, I think it's useless. My opinion doesn't have to be yours. Leave your comments down below. I know that's going to make a lot of people mad, but I see this just dying out over the coming years, right? You know, I could see us going as low as 4 cents. I've been saying that for 2 years since we started talking about the top in 2021, right? So just be careful out there, guys. I hope you guys have a great weekend. If I'm not able to make a video tomorrow, make sure you smash those thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for updates. I try to do them daily. Most of you guys know I'm in the process of building a house. Now I'm putting up a barn, doing some other stuff. Been very busy. Sorry I haven't been able to make a video every day, but I am keeping up on what's going on. So make sure you're subscribed. Tick your notification bell. And here's some videos to check out. This one's from December 2nd, 2021, where I told everybody watch out for the bubble pop, which is happening. And then here's your Prime XBT tutorial. Definitely check it out. You can use my promo code Savvy50. It'll get you up to a $7,000 bonus. Savvy25 gets you 25% off your fees. Have a great day, guys. I'm out.